Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books, also expert in Warner Brothers Discovery. I've done 78 videos on Warner Brothers Discovery with every aspect of what's going on at DC. Today, we're talking about Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, just saying yesterday that he wants only one Batman. That means there can't be multiple actors. There can't be Batmans where the characters are in a bunch of different continuities doing different things. Because he wants one overarching story that fits in with continuity, which is really exciting if you think about it, because you're going to have the story moving forward for the character and for the universe every time they put out a new TV show, a new film, a new game. And it's not just for Batman, it's all of DC Studios. It was the best thing about Marvel Comics when they were doing them right. It was the best thing also about Marvel Studios when they were doing them right. This is really the only company, I think, that's got the focus on continuity, got the focus on consistency, the way that comics really should. It's what makes comics really, really, really special, to be able to have that one overarching story and all the characters and stories interrelating. And you can't do it in bigger than a 10-year plan. I've actually talked about that a number of times in relation to comics, but it certainly fits films as well, and that's exactly what they're doing. This is a great article on the multiple Batman issue coming from Cosmic Book News. Multiple Batman versions being eliminated from the DCU confirms David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. Before we get into the rest of the article, please do subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up when you like it. Really appreciate you guys. Who will be the Dark Knight of choice for Zaslav, Gunn, and Safran's new DCU? Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav touched upon the DCU in a recent conversation where he confirms going forward there will not be multiple versions of Batman. Quote, "I think over the next few years you're going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There's not going to be 4 Batmans, and so part of our strategy is to drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter are going to do. I think they're thrilled with the fans. I think they're going to thrill you over a period of time," says Zaslav. Now, when Zaslav says there are not going to be 4 Batmans, so part of our strategy is to drive the hell out of DC, I think he's talking about selecting one actor for Batman and keeping him in continuity, but at the same time, he's also saying, look, I've got someone with James Gunn who created Guardians of the Galaxy for film. Not the comic, but created it for film and made it work with characters that nobody knew before. He's also got Peter Safran, who produced Aquaman. Aquaman's an amazing success for DC. How could it do well? How could it do the kind of business that it did compared to Batman and even Spider-Man? Like, Aquaman should not have done the numbers that it did, but he's got Peter Safran there, so he's confident that they can drive the hell out of DC's library as well. So when they're saying one Batman, they mean one actor, but at the same time, they also mean one Batman in continuity with respect to the stories, and they also mean they need more characters, and they've got the right guys, which you have to admit they do, to develop more franchises for DC. Presently, there is Robert Pattinson's Batman as part of the Matt Reeves projects. There's also Ben Affleck's Dark Knight from the Zack Snyder movies, who will be appearing in both The Flash and Aquaman 2. And there's also Michael Keaton's Caped Crusader, who is supposed to appear in Batgirl and is also appearing in The Flash. And then there's Ian Glenn, who has played Bruce Wayne in Titans. So according to Zaslav, they're going to whittle down all the versions of Batman, where Zaslav also said the new co-heads of the DCU, James Gunn and Peter Safran, are coming close to the end of finishing a Bible for DC. Zaslav also said that DC is a hugely undervalued asset, adding that Disney did a wonderful job with Marvel, but if you looked at Marvel and DC 10 years ago, you would have said DC is as good or better, but Marvel is a connected universe. It has a Bible. The key was having one person following everything. All of Marvel is in one place. You don't wake up and find that there's been a Batman TV show someplace. And to that, what Zaslav was talking about is when Warner Media was running their business without Zaslav's help, Warner Media had multiple different businesses doing multiple different things, and everyone had access to the DC intellectual properties. So even though Walter Hamada was running the films, he couldn't prevent the creation of the Watchmen TV show, even though that could affect overall DC continuity. So it was kind of a mishmash of how they ran things at Warner Media, so you could never really have continuity. You really didn't have a story Bible that represented what was going on in the DC universe that nobody would violate. And the reason why you don't want to have people playing around with the characters and violate continuity is because you lose the meaning of the story that you can spread across TV shows, different films, video games, all kinds of things that they're now focusing on putting together in one Bible and one focused unit at DC Studios with Gunn and Safran. Zaslav continued, DC is one of the biggest opportunities this company has. Our company is a creative company, and so we found two great guys. You will see a lot of growth around DC. We haven't done a Superman movie in 13 years. The idea is to drive the hell out of DC, which is what they are going to do. Who will be the new Batman going forward? There's actually a rumor around that Zaslav wants to phase out Robert Pattinson's Batman, but that would be once Matt Reeves is done with his new trilogy, that Pattinson will no longer be Batman whatsoever. However, there's also been rumors that just the opposite's going on, that Zaslav wants to bring in the Pattinson Dark Knight to the DCU. The original plan before Man of Steel was supposedly to have Henry Cavill's Superman spearhead a Justice League universe where Batman in his year would star in his own movie called The Batman, which would lead to solo Justice League movies and a big Justice League flick. We now know that went back to the original idea with Reeves and Pattinson. So they went back to that. If Matt from Comic Book News was going to guess, he'd say maybe two versions of Batman remaining, the Robert Pattinson Batman, whoever James Gunn and Peter Safran decide upon. But probably not Michael Keaton, because Michael Keaton is 71, and, why would they do that? Reeves has big plans for his universe involving the Batman 2 and spin-offs for Penguin, which will be a TV series on HBO Max, the Gotham PD, and Arkham Asylum. I can't see Zaslav throwing it all away. No, they're not going to get rid of that. Also, Zaslav has talked numerous times about the unique advantage of DC, where they can offer someone like Reeves the opportunity to do films, but also TV shows simultaneously on HBO Max. And that is, Zaslav explains he's really after getting strong creators to work on their really strong intellectual properties, which kind of goes without saying, but it kind of doesn't, because you need to know that their focus is on respecting talent, but at the same time respecting their intellectual properties and exploiting them across their multiple distribution channels. Zaslav already canceled Batgirl featuring Keaton, and Aquaman 2 has been reshot to replace Keaton with Affleck. So it must be that Keaton's out of the door. Regarding Ben Affleck sticking around as Batman, it could definitely be a possibility. Affleck departed the role due to problems with the previous regime at Warner Brothers, but now that Zaslav, Gunn, and Safran are in charge, Affleck is coming back, and of course, so is Henry Cavill as Superman. Maybe Affleck will be the DCU's Batman of choice once again. Well, it seems like it's going to come down to Ben Affleck or Robert Pattinson, and maybe that's going to also be up to the actors. Let me know what you think. Which Batman is the right Batman for the DCU? Please let me know in the comments below. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.